The ride tells the story of a band of pirates in the West Indies Islands around the Caribbean Sea in the 17th and 18th century with saga of the voyages, troubles, and exploits. The original version of the ride opened at Disneyland in Anaheim, California near Los Angeles in 1967, and was the last ride whose construction was envisioned personally overseen by Walt Disney, who died 3 months before it opened. After immense popularity, the ride was replicated 6 years later at the Magic Kingdom of Walt Disney World near Orlando, Florida in 1973. Versions followed at Tokyo Disneyland in 1983 and Disneyland Paris in 1992. While each of the final versions of the ride have different facades, they all provide a similar ride experience.
Hello, my name is Long Shaw. Welcome to Long Story. The distance you're about to see is something impeccable due to history, especially Disney's history. And this history stems from the very beginnings of what the audio animatronic is, and how storytelling affects everything around the system. Yes, today's historical world for the context of Disneyland rides, we talk about Pirates of the Caribbean. Thank you for coming, and let's get into it. Okay, so you believe in story. You believe in a specific set of stories, and you believe that it can be shown in different prospects through a length of, this ride. And because of that, you see the intricate details that come with every scene you see in the ride. From the pirates in the beginning to the pirates at the end. Through the fighting of the Spanish to the burning down of the city. From the action of the animals to the deliverance of rum. And due to that, there seems to be something intricate to the details of what you present in terms of this ride. See, when you ride it, it becomes something that's interesting nonetheless. And you become invested in the story. How does Disney capture story with the non-livable side of audio animatronic? Robots. More specifically, robots in the taste of Disney's aperture. What does this deal with this whole thing of Pirates of the Caribbean in general? And how can we base it into a baseline of detail? How can we look in the nooks and crannies of it in all? Well, let's go into detail. Okay, so you ride this ride for one expected reason: to see the swashbuckling pirates evade all things. Is that moral? Is that okay? Should you feel and cheer for the pirates in this very case? The thing about Disney is there's a lot of innuendos that come with the company, and a lot of mistakes that come with the company too. Nonetheless, the company has ripened those things and added on very different cultural aspects that differ from what it used to be. Pirates of the Caribbean is a good example of that, changing the I Want the Redhead to an animal auction. With that being said, there's nonetheless the power we give in terms of entertaining ourselves with this kind of medium. Now, am I saying Disney's morally wrong? No. I'm just saying they're open to new things now, new opportunities, new ways of telling a story, and they're willing to work with people to get those stories across. Now, with this new leader, CEO, Josh tomorrow, you might ask yourself, what's next for this company? Are they going to get rid of Pirates of the Caribbean? Are they going to get rid of the Haunted Mansion? Well, if they do, they have to think of something that tops over those two rides. And it's a little hard to top over those two rides, considering the fact that they were in the, opening stages of Disneyland itself. And it's hard to say whether or not those comeuppance will lead into another ride being made in place of Pirates of the Caribbean and in place of Haunted Mansion. Because here's the detailed history. They were based off of the idea of Disney himself. Before he died, he had these rides at the grip of his hand. He had the creative control. He had the creative entity to put anyone on the spot of making this ride or these rides something magnificent. And he did. And they became magnificent. They became staples in American history. Pirates of the Caribbean especially is one of those rides you can ride over and over and over again and not get tired of it. But here's the thing. What does this have to do with you and I? What is this history and the different societal inhabitants that come with it? Application, of course. Okay, so there's been societal changes to every ride that we know in Disneyland. Well, not every ride, but most of them. And you begin to ask yourself, what does this have to do with the greater purpose of making the ride bigger and better and more applicable to a generation that seems like they've lost touch with the ride? Here's the thing, it's an old ride, yes, but it's a ride that keeps people coming, young and old. And it's a ride worth riding because it tells an indefinite story. It tells a story based on scenes that are technological advances in Disney's time and even now. These things and these people and all the people behind Walt Disney's project that was Pirates of the Caribbean ended up coming to demand, and everyone seemed to love that demand, no matter how much trouble it came with. But here's the thing, what is the moral sense? What do we think and what can we take away from Pirates of the Caribbean? Is it just a ride to ride? Or do we find something deeper than that? See, the thing is, you can think whatever you want about the ride. You're an American. You can think about whatever you want about any given subject. But here's the thing, pillaging is wrong, invading is wrong, and taking a time for your own and inclusive of the people is wrong too. So, in that general aspect, should we just think of this as a lovey-dovey fun ride? Or is there a deeper meaning to it? Is there a deeper meaning to Pirates of the Caribbean that Walt Disney is trying to show? Or, like I said, is it something just fun for the family? Thank you for my application. Let's continue forward. Thank you for knowing the story. Thank you for the historical world context of Disneyland rides. There are more rides in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Also, the mission is 1,000 subscribers. You guys can only get there by hitting the share, like, and subscribe button right under the screen. Also, by hitting the bell. Leave a comment if you can, too. And by the way, go ahead and visit my Patreon. You might like it. Thank you again, and peace.